I know y'all did not watch this show and you are missing out. And if you have, good for you, man. Way back during the winter season of last year, the majority of the anime community's attention was drawn towards the enthralling drama of Attack on Titan, the adrenaline-filled hype of Demon Slayer, and the endearing qualities of My Dress-Up Darling. It made sense that little attention was brought to an anime original adaptation of a 12th century historical epic by the name of The Tale of the Heike. I mean, doesn't that sound so boring to you? I'd rather go watch pew pew bop. No! Stop being a monkey and hear me out. Heike Monogatari is a dense and beautiful retelling of the conflict between the Taira and Minamoto clans of Japan. The Taira, who are also called the Heike. The story is told through the lens of Biwa, a girl who has her father murdered at the hands of the Heike due to Biwa's perceived disrespect towards the clan. With feelings of resentment and anger, she is taken in by Taira no Shigemori, an important figure of the Heike clan that felt responsible for the atrocious actions of his own clan. Biwa, who has the ability to see the future with one of her eyes, foretells the downfall of the Heike to her satisfaction. After being taken in, she is integrated into the Heike, meeting a plethora of important members in the family. Shigemori, Atsumori, Tsukemori, Tokuko are a few names among many that Biwa meets and eventually forms strong bonds and relationships with. She is present to bear witness to every event involving the Heike, serving as the lens for which the viewer sees the story through. She is actually an anime original character that is not in the original historical epic, which makes sense considering her role as the witness to the story. Heike Monogatari is a tale of political strife, familial love, and the tragedies of war. With its large cast and small runtime at just 11 episodes, it manages to flesh out the wide variety of motivations and character traits of every major character. Each character is multifaceted and complex, some who conform to the social pressures of their family and are unable to make their dreams come to fruition, some who find themselves and their ideals broken from the horrors of war, and some who just want their children to be safe and happy with no concern for anything else despite the situation around them. As the Heike face many difficulties, characters react differently in accordance to who they are as individuals, adding another layer of complexity to the overarching narrative. As I mentioned before, the show is dense, packing years of storytelling into just 11 episodes. At many times throughout the show, time skips are used and certain plot details will be skimmed over. However, the show somehow never feels rushed and keeps a natural pace, as well as tying up all loose ends by the final episode. You really feel as if you form some kind of bond with the Heike, as you've accompanied the clan through all its successes and victories, as well as its trials and tribulations. Heike Monogatari's visuals are beautiful in its simplicity and originality. A basic and light color palette is used on the characters and their surroundings, and shading is simplistically drawn. It can be described as very comforting and easy on the eyes. The art style isn't too anime, with the characters actually looking Japanese and suiting the historical context and tone of the show. Backgrounds are drawn with little to no outlines, as if every scene were part of a painting. The art style of the show is derived from ukiyo-e paintings, traditional style Japanese artwork that give Heike Monogatari its unique look. Now, before you go watch a show because I did such an amazing job at convincing you, there are a few things I would like to mention. The show is inherently very Japanese, and you can tell it's not really catered towards a global audience. Japanese names will be thrown around like baseballs, and it can get pretty confusing who's who at the start. There's also a significant amount of dialogue explaining the political and diplomatic states of the Heike and Minamoto clans. As a viewer, sit tight and really try to immerse yourself in these politics, as well as match the names of people with faces. Doing these things will definitely improve the viewing experience and help you engage with the show at its full potential. Heike Monogatari has broadened my knowledge of Japanese history as well as deepened my understanding of Japanese culture, something I think many anime fans would value. But at its core, it tells a story that highlights the beauty behind inevitable tragedy, one that gives all the more value to the present and the now.